Hi, we're going to do a bit of revision and catching up on this 11th session. We're going to do a little bit of revision also and catching up in this 11th session. And then we're going to have something new also for revision in the last video for this semester. So far we've looked at agreement, gender and number, nouns, adjectives and articles. We've looked at the differences between ser and estar. We've looked at tener and the expressions we have, like tener hambre, tener frío. We looked at the whole present tense conjugation, which was intensive. Possessive adjectives, reflexive verbs, gustar and other verbs, prepositions, especially location, some frequency adverbs, future tense, present continuous or progressive, personally. And we've seen some of the demostrativos, the word this, este, esa, esta, ese, esa, aquello, aquella, and the plurals estos, estas, esos, esas, aquellos, aquellas, meaning these, that over there, further, these, those, and those over there. And then aquí, ahí, and allí are here, there, and over there. So today we're going to look at the double negatives that show up in Spanish and how to agree and disagree if you're talking to someone. First of all, what you have to know is that Spanish uses double negatives. In other words, the normal thing to say is this, which you're going to see in this example. No voy al teatro nunca. That means I never go to the theater. So we say I don't go to the theater never. So you can see those negatives. When else do we do it? With the word tampoco, which means neither. Él no está de acuerdo tampoco. We say he isn't in agreement either. He doesn't agree. Neither, we say. You say either, we say neither. No lo sabe nadie. Nobody knows it. You would say in English. In Spanish here it says no one doesn't know it. Okay? No es actor ninguno de ellos. None of them. None of them is an actor. So double again. No lo conseguirá en su vida at all, ever. En su vida. He won't achieve it. No lo perdonaría ni su padre, nor neither. Okay? No one would forgive him, not even his dad. But if we put that negative word like nunca, tampoco, nadie in front of the verb, which doesn't happen a lot in colloquial Spanish, it happens more in literary Spanish, we don't need double negation. So it's only when they show up after the verb. Okay. So nunca voy al teatro, él tampoco está de acuerdo, nadie lo sabe, ninguno de ellos es actor, en su vida lo conseguirá, ni su padre lo perdonaría. Are possible too. So what are these affirmative or negative words? We call them indefinidos because they don't give you a precise quantity. Algún, and the feminine alguna, algunos and algunas, the plural, that's some, okay? That'll be as an adjective in front of a noun. And on its own, something or someone, alguno, alguna, algunos, algunas. We also have the word alguien for somebody, algo for something, siempre, always, and también too. And the equivalent negative words are ningún, ninguna, ninguno, ningunas, or pronoun ninguno, ninguna, ningunos, ningunas, nadie, nada, nunca, and tampoco. Examples with the pronouns. No tengo ningún problema. I don't have any problem. No tengo ninguno. I haven't got any. Quiero algún consejo. I want some advice. I want some. Quiero alguno. ¿Tienes alguna pregunta? Do you have any question? No, no tengo ninguna pregunta. Any question? Or no tengo ninguna. Quiero alguna recomendación. I want some advice and recommendation. Quiero alguna. I want some. Okay, so we use the pronoun once when we know already what we're talking about. Now, we use these expressions a lot, when we want to express agreement and disagreement. Okay, so there's basically 4 situations in Spanish in which you're going to agree or disagree. So I could say, yo estudio español, and you want to say, me too, and that is, yo también. Okay, so that's agreement. What about disagreement? Yo quiero estudiar español. I want to study Spanish. Yo no. I don't. Okay, simple as that. If I do a word, a sentence with the verb like gustar, a mí me gusta estudiar español, things change a little because I haven't said yo, I've said me, okay? So then my agreement has to come like this, a mí también. And my disagreement would be, a mí me gusta bailar, I don't like it, a mí no, okay? So let's say then that I'm doing a negative sentence and you want to agree. Yo no estudio japonés. I don't study Japanese. You're going to say me neither. So you go yo tampoco. Or now you do study it. So how do you do that? Yo no estudio japonés. Yo sí. Very simple. With a sentence like gustar, a mí no me gusta in the negative, lavar los platos. I don't like washing the dishes. Me neither. A mí tampoco. And a mí sí, to disagree, a mí no me gusta cantar, I don't like singing, I do, I love it, a mí sí, okay? So spend some time with this because I know your mind kind of gets like, whoa, I got lost there. So spend some time with this, review this little bit because it's very useful, especially for conversational Spanish, okay? So let's see, do you agree or do you disagree with these statements? Let's practice. Pienso que Justin Bieber es un buen cantante. So if you agree, you could say, stop the video. Yo también. If you disagree, you would say, stop the video. Yo no. No me gusta el té. If you agree, you would say, stop the video. A mí tampoco. If you disagree, you could say, stop the video. A mí sí. No tengo tiempo para salir de fiesta. If you agree, you could say, stop the video. Yo tampoco. If you disagree, you could say, stop the video. Yo sí. Voy a estudiar mucho español en Navidad. If you agree, you could say, stop the video. Yo también. If you disagree, you could say, stop the video. Yo no. If you want more practice on this, you have 3 links there that you can follow. You have the PowerPoint in the folder in Blackboard, so you can follow them and practice this new grammar issue. Thank you very much.